Hi, I'm Mary Beauchamp, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make bone broth. So we're going to start with good quality meat. The best source of bones and meat to use for broth is from wild meat. No hormones, no antibiotics. I have used a variety here. This is a large knuckle bone. This is a marrow bone. I like to use a combination, but you can choose whatever bones you like. And you can also explore the different flavors that it creates when you use different bones versus bones and meat like the shank bone. What you're gonna do, choose which type of cooking apparatus you wanna use. You can use a traditional slow cooker or a crock pot. You can use an Instant Pot, which is a pressure cooker and a slow cooker. And you can also just use a regular stovetop stock pot. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my bones and I'm gonna add them to the water. I'm gonna use an Instant Pot for this batch. Okay, so you add your bones right in, you make sure that the water is covering your bones. Then you wanna add some apple cider vinegar. This is gonna help to draw out the minerals in the bones. Okay, then you're just gonna add some peppercorns and Himalayan sea salt or a whole unrefined salt. Okay, so I'm gonna throw those in. And then we're ready to turn on our Instant Pot, and I will come back and show you what to do once your broth is done. I chose to make this batch in the Instant Pot. I slow cooked it overnight for about 12 to 15 hours. So I'm gonna pull these bones out and just show you what they look like now. A lot of the material that was around the bone, any meat, cartilage, and fat, has been infused into this broth. Okay, that's the knuckle bone. And then the marrow bone is special. So you wanna make sure you're really careful with the marrow bones because they have bone marrow inside. So you want to make sure that you get that bone marrow out. And the best way to do that is just to tap it and you'll see it come out of the center of the bone. You can add this to soups, gravies, sauces, and just right into your stock or your broth that you want to consume. Okay, so that's the marrow. Really important that you drink or consume this marrow somehow. So the tiny little bone from the shank bone came out here. You can see it might actually have a little bit of bone marrow in it too. So I'll try to get that out. See, there it comes, just easy like that. And then this is the meat from the shank bone. Okay, so this is a lamb shank bone. And I'm gonna actually put this in with this because we're gonna save this for later consumption. Okay, so when you get ready to make your soup, you'll have a little bit of meat to add to it. So you'll pick all the meat off the shank and save it for later, and you can add it to your soups. So now we're ready to strain the broth. And then once you get this full, put it into a mason jar where it'll keep in your fridge for probably up to about 2 weeks. Okay, so you're gonna fill up your mason jar, whatever you're not gonna be consuming for the day. Once you refrigerate your bone broth, it's gonna come out and look something like this, okay? You can see that there's a layer of fat at the top. This is your liquid. It goes in like this, and it comes out looking like this. Very solid, very thick. It's gonna look like Jell-O when you take it out. You can just pour this whole mason jar into your saucepan, and you'll have a delicious soup or broth all day. Now that your bone broth is done, I'm gonna show you how to consume it. You have a few options. You can either put it right into your saucepan, put it on your stovetop, and sip it throughout the day. You can also pour it directly into an insulated mug with a tight-fitting lid, and you can take it with you. Always stir your bone broth because the fat is gonna rise to the top. Consume your broth very slowly, sipping it, because it is so high in fat that you wanna make sure you sip it really, really slowly. Okay, so whatever gets caught in your strainer, just put it right back in. You can see that this is very high in fat as well. There's quite a layer already forming on the top. One of the things that I like to do is add ume plum vinegar. So I always add a little vinegar to my broth. Gives it a zippy, tangy, delicious flavor. Add some seasonings that you love. I like pepper and salt. Always salt your broth. One of the main reasons for drinking broth is to remineralize your body, your blood, your bones. So always make sure that you salt your broth and make sure you consume extra salt every day when you're on a low-carb ketogenic diet. So salt and pepper, a little vinegar, and then whatever herbs you like, add it to your broth. And if you're on the go or in a hurry, make a blend that's just includes your favorite spices, and then just add that right to the top. And there you have it. Feel free to visit me at ketogenicdietcoach.com.